It took me 50 years to complete my first marathon. And it took part here in the village of Cartridge. There's no evidence of it. There was no start line, no finish line. There was no spectators. So let me take you back to the start and I'll tell you all about it. Everyone's got a story to tell. This is mine. How lovely is this? What a lovely day to be in Scotland. Just as we're heading into Carrbridge, we've got Muckrook Country House. Muckrook Lodge, private house. Well, hopefully we'll see some Highland cows. Good morning, cows. These are Highland cows. These are the oldest cattle breed in the world. They originally came from the Outer Hebrides in the Highlands of Scotland. They can now be found all over Europe, Canada, and as far away as Australia. Bye, cows. Keep on dancing. This is McDonald Resorts, Lochnahooley Woodland Club, just at the start of Carrbridge. And this is the area where I'd always leave my car when I'm running around Carrbridge. Although it's McDonald Resorts, and they've got lots of lodges in here, for a monthly fee you can use the facilities. So once I've run in Carrbridge, come back to here, get a swim, a sauna, and head home victorious. And this is the Carrbridge Hotel. This originally opened as an inn, 1803. It's over 230 years old. With Inverness only 24 miles away, and Avonmore only 6 miles. It's a really popular overnight stay. But it's not the oldest building in Carrbridge. Let me show you that. This is the Cartridge Pack Horse Bridge. This is the oldest stone bridge in the Highlands, and it's built in 1717. Old Pack Horse Bridge, built between May and November 1717. And also the Great Flood in 1829 gives its appearance of how we see it today. There's almost a rite of passage here in Carrbridge for the local youths and the occasional tourist to jump from the top of the bridge into the cold River Dowling. Not too sure how I'd feel standing on top of a bridge, looking down thinking, what could possibly go wrong? How nice is this? 1717 to 2017. The Pack Horse Bridge. The River Dowling below it. The carving's fantastic. There's golfers here. And there's deer. Is that a badger? Who knows? Really nice. In fond memory of Tom, in memory of Tom Jones, whose ideas gave life to the gathering of Cartridge. This is Landmark Forest Adventure Park in Carrbridge. This first opened in 1970 and it had the first purpose-built visitor centre in all of Europe. Also attracts over 200,000 visitors a year. Definitely have to try and go this year. How nice is this? Now in primary school, I loved running. You would take part in little running events, have lots of fun. But I also remember being influenced by a television show. This was the $6 Million Man, quickly followed by the $6 Million Woman. They had lots of adventures, and when they ran super fast. And they'd always make this bionic noise and the music would play. I would think, I'd like to be a bionic man. So many years later, with a damaged left knee, a damaged right knee, and a broken left wrist, maybe I am the bionic man. Who knows, eh? Who knows? What a beautiful day. Like most secondary schools, we had a school sports day. Always missed out on the final couple of days. Always been asked, will you be here? And the answer was always, no, I'm going on holiday. I love cross-country running. I enjoyed running as part of a team or in a solo race. But there was only one winner here, and that was family. We never got taxis anywhere when we were younger. But on this very special occasion we did. As we all got a taxi from our house to Glasgow Central Station. We got off the taxi in Glasgow Central. It would look for the train number. It would read Weems Bay. Now the Weems Bay train would take just over an hour from Glasgow Central. If you ever get a chance, check out Weems Bay train station. It's worth a look. We would then get the ferry to the Isle of Bute. We would spend 2 weeks in Rossi, its main capital, in the west coast of Scotland. During those 2 weeks, we would visit a castle, go for long walks, spend all our money on amusement machines, and just have lots of fun. Now, looking back on it a couple of years later, did I miss those sports days? Was I really just had to make up the numbers? Would I have changed it? Absolutely not. Those memories I have, families together, getting a taxi, priceless. We're just beginning to see Slugging Bridge. This is an old military road. As we get a little bit closer, I'll tell you more about it. Just about to cross the bridge and I get stopped in my tracks by this tree. Doesn't look like the tree in Forrest Gump. I'm sure there's similar trees. But you know what? That could be it. So this is the view from the top of Cartridge. I think the best way really to see it and its actual beauty is to go underneath it. Welcome to the What Could Possibly Go Wrong game. This is Cartridge. Cartridge was originally built in 1728. It's part of the old military road, long before the A9 or any roads to Inverness were thought of. It was washed away in 1829 with the Great Flood of the River Dowling. Now the river you can hear below me will eventually join and become part of the River Spey. If anyone ever asks you, is Frank in the middle of the river? To get a shot of a bridge, always answer yes. And my next task is to get out of said river without slipping or getting too wet. And this is why I love running. While I was training for my marathon, I was running up and down streets, following roads, and I saw a path. I thought I'll follow that path, see where it goes to. It led me to here. Now when I'm running, I've never been lost. I just don't know where I'm going. When I first followed the path down to the bridge, this is what I saw as I ran down the hill. And I thought to myself, this could easily be Canada. I've never been to Canada. But I think this is what Canada looks like. Okay, if you're looking on camera thinking, that's quite a flat hill. No, it's quite a steep hill. This train station, built in Carrbridge, 1892. It was part of the Highland railway line. From Avonmore to Perth. And then 6 years later, 1898, Carrbridge became a village. Before that it was a small hamlet, farms and little houses. So the growth of Cartridge came from this railway station. So if you ever see a clip of me running and it looks like it's been slowed down to make me look super cool, that's my actual running pace. So we fast forward to September 2017. I had just completed the Disney Paris half marathon. I was with Mrs. Everyone's got a story to tell. As we're walking about, looking online, we see that there's still places left in the Disney World Marathon in January 2018. Let's do that. I'll run my first marathon in my 50th year. This wonderful world we all call home. So I had 15 weeks to train for my very first marathon. Running in winter in Scotland. Running round this wonderful little village of Carrbridge, which is home to about 1,000 people. So thank you, Cartridge. Thank you for looking after me. And did I do a marathon in Cartridge? Yes, I did. Wrong way. This way. Bye, babies. Come on, we'll go this way. Bye. So this is where I ran, in the village of Carrbridge. I had 15 weeks to run my first marathon. It was also winter in Scotland, and with working as well, you do what you can, you make the best of it. So I would park my car at Loughnooly, running around Carrbridge. There's also a restroom in the main street, so you can go there as many times as you needed. People always say you shouldn't run probably 20 miles or more training for a marathon. But as I was increasing the miles, I realised my hips were sore, my legs were cramping, all unusual things. So me being me, I wanted to know what a full marathon was like. So on November 20th, 2017, I ran my first unofficial marathon in Cartridge. I made 13 stops along the way. It was just over 40,000 steps. Now I stopped my Runkeeper app at 24.5 miles. And I didn't want to run the full distance and record that as a marathon. But you want to know the funny thing about that day? We got to 24.5 miles, press stop, and then I thought to myself, I have to get back to my car. And that was 1.5 miles away. So that's the story of my official first marathon here in the beautiful village of Carrbridge. I'm just waiting, just in case someone jumps in. Full disclaimer, it won't be me. So when you're running and you're not being lost, it's amazing what you find. Little baby goats. And I love that they're well looked after. The reason being, they've got a swing to play on. How good is that? So I thought, I'll film here. There's cattle lying on the ground right behind me. Turns out it's 2 large rocks. Anyway, let's press on. So as you may know, I like to go out and run. Never been lost. but I never know where I'm going. I used to always text Mrs. Everyone's Got a Story to Tell and my girls and let them know that I'd completed a 5k or a 10k and send them a photo of where I've been. So I thought, why not go one step further? Why not film it? I've got 5 amazing grandchildren. And I thought, well, they could see where Grandpa runs, where Grandpa falls, where Grandpa gets lost. And then you came along. And I love that you're here. I was in the BP garage in Aviemore the 14th of May. I met a really lovely couple with their children who said hello and that had watched one of the videos in Aviemore. Now, me being extremely shy, I forgot to ask your names. Thank you for watching. I appreciate that. And it's really lovely being out revisiting Carrbridge again. Used to do a lot of runs in Carrbridge and it's really grown over the last couple of years. Lots of new development. I think the census probably had about 1,000 people. It's probably double that now. A great village to visit. Highly recommend Cartridge. I was out walking my dogs last Sunday with Mrs. Everyone's Got a Story to Tell. I met Alfie from Dufftown. Hi Alfie, thanks for watching. But now it's time to run. I'm going to show you a suspension bridge just round this corner. Just round to my left is Ellen Bridge, a wooden suspension bridge. You can tell you need glasses when you read a sign that says children on leads must be accompanied by an adult. When it really says dogs on lead, children to be accompanied. Let's go back to Ellen Bridge. A wooden suspension bridge over the River Dalnan. In the distance you can see the train bridge as well. Let's cross over. Ellen Footbridge, constructed by H Troop 69 Gurkha in-depth FD Squadron. This is the replacement bridge. As the previous bridge became unstable. Let's try and get to the other side. What a beautiful day. So in my 50th year, I finally achieved what I thought I'd never get to do. I ran a marathon. And I ran to Walt Disney World. So running a marathon at 50 years old, would I fail? Would I succeed? We all fail, and that's okay. We get up and we go again. And how amazing is that? No matter what we do in life, we get to do it again. The fight's only with ourselves and our thoughts. So on the 7th of January 2018, I ran a marathon. So no matter what we try and do, lose weight, play the piano, or be the $6 million man, people always judge you, and that's okay. But sometimes, if you listen very closely, you will hear how amazing and how unique you really are. Now me and Mrs. Everyone's got a story to tell. I'm going to Florida again in 15 weeks. So we'll see what happens. And if all else fails, do what I did. Become the $6 million man or woman. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you again.